pick it up. Halliburton tries again. Halliburton hits
In a game that was promising to be an all-timer, we ended up getting a heartbreaking injury that robbed the Pacers of their best offensive player. And by the third quarter, it became inevitable that the best team all season long was going to win a much-deserved NBA title. The Pacers gave the Thunder all they could handle, and it's just awful that they can't run it back next year at full strength. But the 2025 NBA postseason gave birth to something else, an intense frustration with the way the MVP of the league plays the game. I don't think we've ever seen a player who's won regular season and finals MVP engender this much ill will for something that amounts to a couple of plays each game. I could spend a lot of time going over why these types of plays are shooting fouls per the rulebook, but I've already done that video and posted countless tweets trying to explain. Fans don't want to hear what the rules are, they're upset that it's not ethical hoops, and I totally hear what they're saying. While I choose to view this as the refs have a job to do with a strict interpretation of the rulebook, the non-OKC fans want SGA to attempt legitimate shots and not quick pull-ups just because there's a little contact from the defender. I choose to look at a lot of these plays as undisciplined defense, where his man just needs to stop reaching in like this, while others see him hooking, grabbing, baiting, leaning in, and all manner of initiating of contact that has them saying, what is a defender supposed to do? There is a good argument against SGA driving and quick pulling through contact as often as he does, and I think both sides of the aisle would make it, that these calls he gets in the regular season that put him on the free throw line won't be called when he gets to the playoffs. It's common knowledge that the physicality allowed in the playoffs is an order of magnitude more substantial than during the regular season. And for one stat in particular, it seemed like Shai was struggling because of it. If we look at the drop-off in overall field goal percentage, there would be an indication that he struggled to hit shots in the same way that he found success in the regular season. Now, I also expected to see a drop-off in free throw attempts and shooting fouls drawn in the half court. But when we normalize for minutes played, we actually see an increase in shooting fouls per minute in the postseason, and his free throw attempts remain virtually the same. What this is telling me is that although we can find a decent amount of plays where he is clearly trying to draw contact and doesn't get the whistle, which turned into bad misses and turnovers, it wasn't happening any less often compared to the regular season. I had thought all these numbers were going to drop and it would provide a strong argument for SGA to stop seeking contact like this and find different solutions for his bag. After all, he's got tons of shiftiness and sleight of hand to squeeze off shots around and over his opponent. That said, seeing both his field goal percentage and offensive rating drop this significantly is evidence that he does need to adjust his mode of attack when the pressure of the playoffs hits the hardest. I mean, think about it. He's able to attack in a way that not only provides free throws but also gets the opponent in foul trouble while amping up their anxiety at the same time. If the number of fouls don't decrease despite playoff games being called differently, why would he change? I did notice something interesting going through close to 1,000 clips. It feels like he stopped trying these quick pulls as often, usually just getting into normal hard-to-guard drives that cause the defense to foul them to stop him from scoring. I have to say, I was a little surprised with the way the Pacers guarded him throughout the finals. They didn't try doubling him out top or use Siakam as the primary defender nearly enough. We saw a few clips of zone defense, but they continued to let him isolate, and while he wasn't efficient, he did hurt them at opportune times during that series that turned games around. And if you feel the treatment he got from the refs was unfair, then the only way to combat that is to aggressively get it out of his hands and don't let him get it back. The Pacers didn't do that, unfortunately, and yet it got them to within a half of winning a title, which could have easily happened if Halliburton hadn't gotten hurt. But I also noticed something interesting when digging this deeply into so many clips. It looks to me like SGA simply stopped trying to draw the quick pull fouls that got people so upset. It's possible he heard the criticism and adjusted, or he also realized himself that he might not get as many of these calls. So while everyone wanted to label him a foul merchant, they happen so infrequently that I just don't think the outrage is justified. The one part of SGA's game I think he does need to clean up is his excessive use of his off arm as a battering ram. He's gotten very good at creating space without straightening that arm, but oftentimes the overt action of his shoulder with the bent arm movement creates too much of an advantage. So this is me calling on the referees to change how they deal with these moves and call about 15% more fouls when it gets too vociferous with the movement. I suspect Gilgeous-Alexander could care less about how the public perceives his game, but I also worry that as the face of the league and reigning MVP of both the regular season and the finals, the NBA itself has got to be worried that his dominance is turning people away. But I hope you don't turn away, since you could have so much fun with Kalshi, the first and only legal prediction market in the United States. You can bet or trade on anything, from the Grammys to the Oscars, and you can now do this with sports in all 50 states. Click my special link in the description below. The first 500 traders that trade 100 contracts will get a free $10 credit. There are so many markets you can pick, it's fun, it's legal, and you'll have the whole summer to play.